Today on Enews, a baseball-themed memorial for those lost in the Claresholm shootings. Also, 1 week fire, the next snow. How strange weather patterns are affecting Southern Albertans, and the aftermath of holiday spending on students.
Hello and welcome to E-News. I'm Justin Lazorko.
And I'm Gabrielle Marchand. Also on E-News today, Elaine Innenbosch takes a look at the windmill program at the college. And on the Kodiak Report, Joey Sugai welcomes a new Kodiak athlete.
But first, family and friends of Mitch McLean, Tabitha Steppel, and Tanner Craswell gathered at the NMAX Center last week. They paid tribute to the unfortunate victims of a triple murder-suicide that happened on December 15th in Claresholm. A public memorial was held, and I was at the service and saw how the three were remembered.
A day of reckoning and sadness as hundreds of friends, family, and strangers paid tribute to the two baseball stars, Tanner Craswell, Mitch McLean, and friend Tabitha Steppel, who were killed in a triple murder-suicide in Claresholm. The lone survivor, Shayna Conway, was also in attendance, which some are calling a miracle, in a last-minute decision made by the family. Also in attendance were the former teams of McLean and Craswell, and all in uniform. Despite the sadness, it was an afternoon of honor and tribute and closure for some.
I wasn't able to go up to PEI to say goodbye to my friends, and this is a way for me to say a last goodbye to them and just let them know how much I love them.
Also in attendance was the president, Tracy Edwards of Lethbridge College, where Mitch and Tanner went to school.
He steps up to the plate, his favorite bat in his hand. He stares at the picture and scans the fans in the stands.
Tanner loved life itself, his friends, his family, and his baseball. I know that Tanner is looking down on us today with his charming smile, proud that we've come together from across Canada to celebrate his life.
Spending time with family, or her love for dance. She started dancing at a very early age, I think probably 3.
The trio had an impact that friends, family, teammates, and the communities they were a part of will never forget.
Tanner Craswell and Mitch McLean have been called up to the true major leagues and will continue to turn magnificent double plays in a much better place as true angels in the infield.
The legacy of McLean, Craswell, and Steppel will live on through the Memorial Fund. All proceeds will go towards scholarships for the Lethbridge Bulls Prairie Baseball Academy and Vauxhall Academy of Baseball, the teams that McLean and Craswell were a part of.
It's hard to think that just 1 week ago, the county of Lethbridge had a fire ban in effect. Now the area is blanketed with snow. Ryan Uda-Willigan went to go see how the strange weather is affecting the county.
Winter has finally hit the Lethbridge area, but much later than usual. The area has suffered dry land and strong winds for the past months. Due to the odd weather, fires spread across the prairies near Fort Macleod, putting people and their houses in danger. Kildare Fire Chief Andy Van Ryan explained the fire started from unforeseen consequences.
People do the same thing over and over, like the one by Fort Macleod. The guy said he put some ashes in a metal container in a shed, and then the wind came along and blew the roof off the shed. Well, that's something you don't really foresee.
Lethbridge County Reeve Lauren Hickey, who announced the fire ban in December, says he is grateful for all the work of the fire crews.
Anybody who comes out to do that kind of work, we just can't say enough good about them, because it's really saving other people's lives and, well, somewhat endangering your own. So it's just a remarkable thing, and we greatly appreciate all the help we got for that.
The snow will help out farmland that was in need of moisture, as well as help keep fires in control. Van Ryan says in order to really help keep fires under control, people just need to think.
And if you're going to burn in a garbage barrel, make sure you have a screen on top. And the wind is going to come up. So if you burn a pile of trees and then a week later we have strong winds, it's going to fan up some sparks and it's going to start a fire. So make sure you're prepared for it.
Flurries are expected to continue throughout the rest of the week, with the wind chill also adding the temperature to become -40. So it is quite literally one extreme from fire bans to the other. For E-News, I'm Ryan Uda-Willigan.
The fire ban was officially lifted 2 weeks ago and is currently not in effect.
Now a follow-up story on a story that we brought to you in December about the holiday overspending. The holidays are now over, and Paige Kashmir reports on how students once again are feeling the financial strain.
Christmas is over, and as some people are digging their way out of the negative hole, or celebrating their commitment of sticking to their budget, one thing is for sure, money was spent. According to the Bank of Montreal, during the holiday season, on average, $582 was spent on holiday purchases, and $203 was used for entertainment. Lethbridge College student and chronic overspender Jeff Davies believes society continually leads us to believe that spending more is the right thing to do.
It's ingrained in society to overspend. It's like you feel guilty if you don't buy presents. You have to get home for Christmas. There's like all these things which it's like you're supposed to do, it seems, you know?
Davies also adds students are supposed to be saving up, not overspending during the holidays. According to Statistics Canada, college graduates with debt to government student loan programs owed an average of $12,600 and bachelor graduates owed $19,500. Davies says all this debt to finish school doesn't make a good combination with trying to give the best gifts over the season. He adds if you're feeling the financial strain during the holidays, try something new for next Christmas.
Try making gifts. Instead of like going out and buying them, maybe try like put a photo album together or something a little bit more creative.
Although Christmas does come but once a year, it comes every year. So preparing yourself well in advance for upcoming expenses is a simple way to ease financial anxiety over the next holiday season. For E-News, I'm Paige Cashmere.
The average Canadian consumer plans to pay off their Christmas spending debt in 3 months, but it could take up to 6 months once you add interest, missed payments, and only paying the minimum payment.
As second semester at Lethbridge College begins, some students are planning for the future. Students in their final semester are faced with meeting the requirements to convocate, as well as the decision of what comes next. As I found out, the culmination of 2+ years of education is a complicated process. Classes resumed on January 9th at Lethbridge College, and students filled the halls once again. But for students in the final semester of their program, this could be their last few months of post-secondary education. Stephen Burles came to Lethbridge College to follow in his brother's footsteps and immerse himself in an education that might one day lead to policing. Now in his final semester of criminal justice and policing, Burles says it's all about prioritizing.
I got to get my practicum done in all these different courses, which they're all important. But I have to kind of prioritize which ones I'm going to do first and which ones have to be done now and which ones I can kind of stall on.
Along with GPAs to maintain and classes to attend, many students are required to complete practicums to better prepare them for success within their industry of study. Manager of Academic Advising Natasha Boyes says the final semester can easily fly by.
A challenge for college students is because your training so skill specific, is the time goes by a lot faster than most students think.
Many resources were readily available to students for their first week back, including academic advising to ensure they have the credits they need to convocate. Boyes says students needn't worry because they'll still have a connection to the institution even when they leave.
Once you're a Lethbridge College student, you're Lethbridge College for life. So you're alumni, but you still access all services on campus for free.
Burles says he feels confident he'll still have support from the college when he moves on.
You're not their responsibility anymore. They're still willing to help you out, which is saying I'm really happy to know I have it.
Students convocating will not only need to fill out convocation forms, but ensure all fees and financial issues have been resolved in order to receive their diplomas. Coming up after the break, knock down cancer, literally, with Holiday Bowl this month.
There are people in need, and you can help out by donating your blankets, time, and material to Blankets for Canada Society. They're a non-profit organization that will give blankets to people in need all across Canada and in your community. So donate your blankets to Blankets for Canada Society, located at 210A 12A Street North, and help out those in need today.
It was a crazy time in my life. I just started my own business, and I needed some time just to get away. So I went elk hunting in the foothills, all alone. As I was climbing up a hill to do some scouting, I slipped and broke my femur. I had no hope of getting out alive or surviving when I heard the rescue guys calling. I have never been so happy in my life. Thank you, Lethbridge and area Search and Rescue.
Welcome back to E-News. A local bowling alley has joined a movement in the fight against cancer. Holiday Bowl is dressed up in pink and is one of the first to join the ranks of the other bowling centers across Canada to raise money and awareness of all types of cancer. Elaine Innenbosch has the story.
Knock Down Cancer is a campaign put on by Bowl Canada to raise awareness and funds for cancer research. Holiday Bowl is fully involved in the movement, transforming its bowling center with cancer-related materials and signs. Donation boxes are placed in several locations in the center, as well as pink shirts and other merchandise available for purchase. Specially marked pink bowling shoes are available for rent, each rental bringing 25 cents to the cause. Bowling League member PJ Cass has a more personal interest in this campaign.
And because my husband has cancer, I took very deep interest in it.
Several years ago, her husband was diagnosed with myelodysplastic syndrome, a cancer of the blood. He was given 1 year to live. She sees this campaign as vitally important and says it will directly benefit her husband's treatment since it makes for more funds available for local treatment. Holiday Bowl says the Knockdown Cancer campaign will go beyond shoes and posters.
We are going to be having a fundraising gala at the end, which is going to include celebrity bowling, as well as a live auction, a silent auction.
The gala will be held on January 28th. Many bowling centers across Canada will show involvement in some way, and Holiday Bowl expects the event to be held annually. For E-News, I'm Elaine Innenbosch.
Holiday Bowl says that the opportunity to participate is easily available. Rent shoes, purchase a t-shirt, and celebrate at the gala on January 28th.
If Bill C-19 is passed through Senate, long gun owners will no longer have to register their guns when purchasing a new firearm. Since the Canadian Firearm Act was amended in 1995, there has been much debate on the long gun registration. So has it held up to the Liberals' expectations, or has the legislation been unsuccessful? Wagner reports.
Critics of firearm registration are anxiously awaiting the results of the Conservatives' Bill C-19. Passing the law would be the first time in modern Canadian history that any type of gun reform will have taken place. The owner of Marksman Gun & Sports, Ted Feller, says C-19 would affect people purchasing guns rather than gun distributors.
The long gun registry will really impact the people that are out there trading amongst themselves. We will still keep total records of firearms coming in, firearms going out.
If the bill is passed, when purchasing a long gun, the buyer will still have to present their possession and acquisition license. C-19 also has no effect on restricted guns such as handguns and semi-automatic guns, which will still require registration. Lethbridge City Police Acting Chief Bill Kay says local police still support federal government initiative in gun reduction, with or without LGR.
The registry is just one piece of it. So the actual whole program still going ahead. We would like to see tighter control at the borders. We'd like to see registering prior to sale. There's a number of things that we do support and across the country are supported by police.
If long gun registry is abolished, the Conservative government would also like to see all previous non-restricted gun registration records destroyed.
Long gun registry is still in effect in Canada. The issue has not yet come to a final vote in the House of Commons. So whether registering long guns is helping the police in solving crimes or just a waste of taxpayers' money, only time will tell. For E-News, I'm Fallon Wagner.
The Conservative government is looking to reform the firearms law. Their first order of business is to get rid of the long gun registry.
It's been a season of change this year for the Kodiak's women's volleyball team. Not only has the team lost some of its players, but also their head coach. However, a new coach has been hired and the Kodiaks are trying to get back on track as the ACAC playoffs approach. Joey Sugai has the story.
It's been a strange year so far for the Kodiak's women's volleyball team, a season that's quite unheard of for any collegiate athletics team. Due to some differences in coaching philosophies between Kodiak Athletics and former head coach Derek Usman, the college decided to terminate his contract in late November. The new coach hired to replace Usman is Dusty Stealth. Men's head coach Ian Bennett and some of the women players played a significant role in Stealth's hiring.
Well, Coach Bennett actually, when things were kind of in the midst of changing, kind of gave me a call and said asked if I'd be kind of interested in kind of finishing off the season when things happen.
I talked to him a little bit. He's a personal friend of mine, and we wanted somebody in here that we trust and that we know would do the right things for us and keep us on the right track.
Stouse says the biggest challenge he's faced so far is trying to get the players to actually play like a team.
I think is just trying to find a way to get everybody back on the same page and gel as a team again with some of the changes that has occurred here. We're just trying to find what's going to work for us.
Not only are the women dealing with a coaching change, but also a personnel change too, as their roster has diminished from 14 players to 9 since the holiday break.
It's extremely hard because you're trying to practice with 9 girls. You can't do so many drills that you used to with 14, and you can't practice 6-on-6, like game situation stuff. So it's been very difficult.
The women sit tied for 6th place in the ACAC with a 6-8 record. However, they have 2 matches in hand on the rest of the competition. For E-News, I'm Joey Sugai.
Setting it.
The women's next volleyball games will be a doubleheader in Camrose on January 27th and 28th against Augustana Vikings.
This week on the Kodiak Report, Joey Sugai meets with one of the off-season Kodiak recruits for the women's basketball team.
Hello, welcome to the Kodiak Report. I'm Joey Sugai, and I am here with Lisa Ivanix, one of our women's Kodiak's basketball players. Thank you for joining us, Lisa.
No problem.
Well, the first thing I wanted to ask you is, why did you transfer to Lethbridge after playing last year at Red Deer?
I transferred down because my family is from this part of the province, and it's just more comfortable, it's more relaxing for me, and this is where my core group of friends are, so it was a really easy move for me.
What about nationals? Was nationals kind of a factor in why you decided to come play here?
It was a big reason why I committed here, yes.
And can you kind of explain why?
It's really tough to make nationals, and it's kind of like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Some girls are lucky enough to get there 2 to 3 times, but I really wanted to experience it, so I thought that this would be a good idea and a good commitment.
Okay, and with this being your first year with the Kodiak's team, what's it been like? What's it been playing in Red Deer and now coming here to play with Lethbridge?
The coaching styles are completely different. The girls are awesome, both in Red Deer and here. Here we practice a whole lot more. We'll have 5-6 practices a week, depending on how our weekends go.
Okay, and can you kind of talk about the differences in coaching philosophy from Red Deer and Lethbridge?
Well, in Red Deer, I had a female coach, and here I have a male coach, and it's just different in that way. I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain.
Okay. And what's it been like trying to establish team chemistry with your fellow teammates? Has that been challenging?
In the beginning, it definitely was. It took us a while to start playing like a team, but after preseason, we clicked really well, and we have a smaller team, so you get to play with the girls more. So you get used to their playing styles and you're able to read them better.
And what is this team's expectations? I know you guys got a berth into nationals, and what is the expectations and how's the progression been from the start of the year till now?
It's been great, actually. We want to make nationals by ourselves. We don't want to just get a buy-in. We want to earn it and do well and succeed there. So.
Well, that looks like it's all of our time for today. Thank you for watching the Kodiak Report. I just also want to say thank you for Lisa for joining us.
Thank you.
And back to you guys in the studio.
The Kodiak women are sitting in 2nd place in the ACAC South Division with an 8-4 record. Soon-to-be brides gathered at the Coast Hotel this past weekend. Stick around to see the latest wedding dress fashions.
So today at school, this girl spread a rumor about me saying that I was the one who put the toilet paper on top of the principal's car. I swear I didn't. I would never do something like that. I don't know where she got the idea from. Thanks for listening. I can always count on you. I don't know what I would do without you.
If you are looking to adopt not only a pet, but a best friend like this little girl's family, head to the Lethbridge and District Humane Society to help the ones with no voice and no choice.
Everyone enjoys a drink. This year, you can stretch that good feeling of your beverage even further and help out a cat in need. Go ahead, have a few drinks with some friends, and when you're done, Save your empties for the Paw Society of Lethbridge. Take your empties to the Rehabilitation Society of Southwestern Alberta and request that the refunded money from the recyclables be donated directly to the Lethbridge Paw Society. Money raised will go to cat food, toys, and making sure that no cat is alone this winter.
Welcome back to E-News. This week on Campus Horizons, Elaine Indenbosch sat down with Chris Hodgkin to talk about the college's wind energy program.
Welcome to Campus Horizons. Thanks for joining us. I'm Elaine Indenbosch, joined here by Chris Hodgson to talk about Lethbridge College's International Wind Energy Academy. Thanks for joining us, Chris. Tell us about this program and how you're involved and how it's evolved to what it is today.
No problem. The Wind Turbine Technician Training Program at Lethbridge College started back in 2005. And that program has been extremely successful since that time. We've graduated approximately 45 students a year, and they've been going on to work anywhere in the world. So that's been very exciting for the graduates. And over time, we've seen a lot of things change with as far as regulations and safety training and things like that. So every 6 months, we meet with industry to really talk about how students can stay on top of training so when they graduate, they're ready to work. And what happened last year is we received Rural Alberta Development funding. And that helped us reach beyond the program and start to do things in the community. So now we have a new mandate, which is growing community capacity of wind energy development. And so because of that, we are doing things like education in the schools. We're going and teaching kids about renewable energy, making wind turbines with them, and we're educating municipal leaders across southern Alberta and going to conferences and speaking about the great opportunities about integrating renewable energy into the classroom. We're also working on demonstration sites so more people can get a hands-on look at solar and wind power, so very exciting. And then the third aspect is finding new ways to offer the program. So we have things like career and trades in high schools, and we're hoping to get double credits through that program where kids can actually get early credit for the wind turbine program when they're in high school and then just go right in, very smooth transition. We also have mobile training units where they'll be traveling around southern Alberta and learning how to work on small wind turbines and things like that, again, before they graduate high school. So a lot of exciting things happening, and it's a very exciting time for this to be going on.
No doubt. Okay, so this, the high school students you were talking about, is that to do with the pre-employment electrician program?
No, this is a separate course that just started up recently. And that's another exciting one. So starting off this new year, we are offering the pre-employment electrician. But the neat thing about this course is it now has small solar and wind installation components. So once you graduate from this program, you have the opportunity to become an entrepreneur, and then you could start installing on homes, residential homes or farms.
Okay.
And so that's one of the programs. The other one is wind park construction.
Okay.
And so that's another opportunity to find another route into a green career. So.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks for joining us today, Chris. That's Campus Horizons. I'm Elaine Indenbosch. Back to you in the studio.
To find out more about the International Wind Energy Academy, go to iwea.ca.
On Sunday, the Dream Bridal exhibition and fashion show was an event to be remembered, with the extravagant dresses and numerous vendors coming out to show and share. Miranda Hubbard took a closer look.
The Dream Bridal exhibition and fashion show was a place of dreams on Sunday. Brides were treated to a fashion show that included 90 dresses that ranged from classic elegance to a more trendy fashion. The fashion show wasn't the only draw for the mass of people who showed up. There were also 30 different vendors set up around the Grand Ballroom at the Coast Hotel. Most vendors handing out samples like edible elegance, who were handing out cake samples. Most brides, like Nadine Craven, showed up to get dress ideas for her big day.
I'm thinking about mermaid style, but I'm not sure. I'm pretty short, so I don't know what'll work best.
Karina Kyle came with her mother to get some ideas and maybe some help with her wedding plans.
I mean, I haven't really done a lot of things, just odds and ends here and there, but we have the whole book as far as she's gotten. She's looking for dress ideas today.
Bridesmaids' dresses can be just as hard to find as wedding dresses. Tasha Woke came to hopefully find the perfect bridesmaid's dress.
It's hard to find a really bright red dress because she wants a really extravagant theme. So my sister has a blue dress. I'm looking for a red one. I'm just way too picky. I can't pick one for the life of me. Oh my goodness.
With all the wedding plans, picking out a dress can be hard. So Once Upon a Bride showed up to assist those who may need a little extra help. Ashley Spencer says that this show is much different from the others.
These events always come and go. There's about 4 to 6 of them every year within Lethbridge. This one here is just at a beautiful location, and there's a lot of really great vendors here, and there's a large draw of the bridal population, so it's nice to be able to showcase everything.
Event organizer Lee Ford says that Sunday's show was a big success. If you missed this show, there's no need to worry. There will be another one in September. For E-News, I'm Miranda Hubbard.
According to event organizers, over 160 brides showed up to the event, not counting walk-ins and the accompanying wedding parties.
Residents of Lethbridge got a chance this past weekend to relive their childhood with the Antique Toy Show. The toy show focused on everything from military items to comic books. John Christie went down to take a closer look.
People of all ages experienced the old and the new this past weekend with the annual Antiques Toy Show, held at the exhibition grounds. The show's main focus was on the collector's wares from comic books to Second World War memorabilia. Greg Mikachuk, a vendor at the show, says it's not really about selling, it's more about the trip back to childhood.
You know, seeing somebody digging through a box of parts and come up with a little piece and excited because he's been missing that for the last 5 years and he can't find it anywhere. That's cool. Makes you feel good.
Mikachuk says everybody's looking for something different when they come to a show like this one.
The older people are looking for more of the vintage stuff, trying to buy stuff they had years ago and got rid of, or things like that. People like me trying to buy back your childhood, all the toys you destroyed, trying to buy it back. The kids go for the newer stuff. There is some people that like the newer things that they just can't get.
Darren Overez, a local collector and a vendor at the show, said it was a great way to make some more room for collectibles.
Yeah, I'll probably buy more. That's what usually happens with stuff like this, is you sell it and then you end up buying more stuff, right? And then it keeps you coming back to these sort of things.
From World War II memorabilia to miniature John Deere tractors, Lethbridge residents came out to experience the old and the new together. And you know what? Not everyone was here to sell. Barry White and his father come to the show every year to set up their Meccano construction site. The two of them say we like to come 2 years in a row.
This is the second year we've been here. We like to come 2 years in a row because you come the first year and then people hear, and then you like to come the next year after. So I'm not sure whether we're going to be back next year. There's other shows that are screaming at us for us to come. So
Barry and his father even let complete novices have a go with their set. And as you can see, it didn't work out so well. I'm going to get this. For E-News, I'm John Christie.
That looks like a lot of fun. Certainly brings back childhood memories.
Definitely.
That's all we have for tonight on E-News. I'm Gabrielle Marchand.
And I'm Justin Lazorko.